From the Zoomerplex in historic Liberty Village, the Zoomer with Marissa Lennox.
Welcome to the Zoomer. I'm Marissa Lennox. 1 year into Russia's war of aggression, Ukrainians are defending a front line that is approximately 1,200 kilometers long, stretching from the eastern Donbass south here toward the Black Sea. To put that into some perspective, if you were to place Russian soldiers equally along that, there would be only 6 meters between each of them. Now, military analysts point to a couple of key areas of priority around the Zaporizhzhia region and this area of the Donbass. The city with some of the fiercest fighting has been the small city of Bakhmut, which Russia's been trying to encircle for weeks. Now, a little later in the program, my military panel will join to analyze the latest movements on the battlefield. But in the meantime, we begin with what is, in my opinion, the ugliest side of the war, the consequences of which will persist for decades. And that is the shocking, unreported story of Ukrainian children. Since the invasion, official reports say that at least 438 children have died, a number that is impossibly low and very likely much higher. And almost 2 out of every 3 children have been displaced, both within Ukraine and abroad. Children also languish in institutions and orphanages across Ukraine, approximately 25,000 in full-time care and 100,000 in part-time care, many of them with disabilities, most with no family or home to return to. Meanwhile, a new report estimates that at least 6,000 Ukrainian children, and by some estimates as many as 16,000, have been abducted to Russia as part of a campaign to indoctrinate them, or in some cases forcibly adopt them. Joining me now to talk about the human impact of this war is Celina Adamowicz, Director of Program Operations at Save the Children, and she is in Poland. Celina, the tangible sufferings of the war aside, there is a hidden cost that women and children in particular must bear, that of trauma. How real is that for the Ukrainians that you've worked with?
Yes, of course, this is a very important topic. The impact is severe, but we have to remember that the impact is not related only to the experiences that they have gone through while fleeing Ukraine or while being in Ukraine during the armed conflict. It's also related to the longer-term exposure to the stressful situation that they are going through now when they are in Poland. So the stressful factors can include issues like separation from families, separation from everything that was known to them, from their friends, school, environment, and also being in a totally new environment and needing to adapt to the new reality. So each child will be different. And what is very important is that all of them need to be provided with the opportunity to be children again, because this is the way that they can heal and that they can recover from whatever trauma or experiences they went through. And this is also what we are trying to do here in Poland.
But for so many children, their childhoods have been brutally taken away. I mean, they're growing up to the sounds of air raid sirens, artillery, missiles. What kind of an impact does that have on a child?
So this will have an impact on their well-being and of course, on their mental state. And later on, it will impact their ability to grow up and develop, to learn as well, to integrate with peers, with colleagues in school and outside of school. So,
Celina, do the children of Ukraine understand what's going on? Or do you think that there's sort of an effort to shield them from some of the realities of what's occurred?
This will also depend on the family and on the approach that the caregivers will take when communicating with the children. But of course, majority of the children went through the same experience, so they fled from Ukraine to Poland. Many of them fled from the locations that were under active armed conflict, so they saw the conflict. And many are still vast majority is still in contact with their families in Ukraine. Especially the older the child, the more chances are there that they are actively following on what's going on in Ukraine. They still are in touch with their families. It's mostly fathers who left in the country, and their families, their friends who left. So they know what's going on. For the younger children, it will depend on how the families decide to communicate, and this will also depend on the state of the caregiver, which is usually the mother.
Celina, very quickly, and before I let you go, I have to ask about something that you raised earlier, and that is separation, because I've seen it referred to as a little death. I mean, separation from a parent is one of the most stressful things a child can experience. Talk about the mental and the physical impact of something like that.
Yeah, so you're right, and definitely, as I said, for child to grow up, they need this stable relation and stable situation. So when the family is separated, it's majority of families in Poland are mothers with children or children who fled with extended families. So, for example, grandmothers or caregivers. So we have a majority of children will be separated either from one or two parents, which has significant impact on their general well-being and their mental state. And we also have to remember that it has huge impact on the mothers or the other parent who is with them here in Poland. And they are also going through these challenges related to the psychosocial state and issues. But at the same time, they need to be here and they need to be present and able to provide their children with this stability and in order to grow. And it's extremely difficult and very important as well for partners like us who are providing mental health support to also cover not only the children, but the whole families or the environment in which the child grows up with assistance.
Celina Adamowicz, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.